Greetings, Pittsburgh Sports Now fans. This is Harry, the Pit Guru, Pisaris, and I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to shoot this video within the last few weeks, and I thought it'd be a better idea if I waited until the outcome of last Saturday's game. I was there at Heinz Field, rejoicing with everybody after Addison ran for 60-plus yards for the touchdown, solidifying the Coastal Championship. For now, there's more to win. But I think it's time to address, prior to the season, and we were really in the midst of the pandemic at this point, Mike Vikovcan, founder of Pittsburgh Sports Now, had asked me my assessment of Pat Narduzzi. And I've always been bullish on Coach Narduzzi. I always thought he was a great cultural fit, a great fit for the program. But I was bluntly honest, and I said, if you delineate everything that makes up a program, he's done everything well, the exception of one thing that everybody was waiting for, and that was a special season. So that's why I thought I would address this season and some of my thoughts at this moment. So let's talk about what he's done and what makes up an amalgam, when you put them all together, makes up the foundation of a program. So one would be graduating players, and he's done an exceptional job of that. And I understand it's all about the wins and losses, but that's very important. These are student athletes, and many go on to pursue various careers, and he has done that very successfully. Conduct. Is he graduating plus creating citizens that are productive, positive to society? Are we seeing any malfeasance throughout the 4, maybe 5 years there at Pitt? There's been little to none that I can recall. And I monitor this stuff pretty closely. So that checks the box. Graduating the players checks the box. Culture. I speak with a myriad of players that are on the current team, past team. I say this definitively. When you look at the culture Pitt has developed, it is a very family-oriented, close culture. It's a culture that players want to stay with the program. The extraordinary low transfer rates are reflective of that. If you want to look at the greatest juxtaposition of any team we played this year, go back to Tennessee. Tennessee had the most amount of transfers, and I'm cognizant they had a coaching change. That was besides that. It was happening prior. It was a very caustic situation there. Juxtapose that with Pitt, that had amongst the fewest transfers. Not only that, but if you look at the senior class, the super seniors, the players that wanted to return, I think it really shows the family-oriented, close culture that the staff has developed with the players and the bond between the players and the coaching staff. Then you go to recruiting. Obviously, this is where I've been doing this 20-plus years, my bread and butter. I love monitoring recruiting. Recruiting has improved exponentially, and there are some outstanding recruiters on the staff. What I hear a lot from fans are, where are the 4 stars? I hear that all the time. It's rare you're going to land a class littered across the board with 4 stars. So what's important to me is, are they developing their players? Kenny Pickett is a good example. Kenny Pickett came in as a 3-star. I think we know what he's doing right now. There's tremendous amount of development. I chuckle when I look at 2 players in particular, Servassier Dennis and Gavin Bartholomew. I mean, when they were recruited or committed, I actually received a lot of venomous texts going, oh my God, here we go, we're reaching. Well, I think both turned out pretty well. A few examples I'll give you as well. Our offensive line this year has sustained injuries. It's a plug and play, and they've kept going, and we've kept winning. The wide receiver core has been really decimated for the most part. We've had to rely on a few top starters in Jordan Addison and Jared Wayne. The wide receiver core has continued to succeed, and they have found some gems in there that have been able to fill in and not miss a beat. So when you look at the depth that's on the team, the talent that's on the team, and how they've been able to sustain injuries, I would say recruiting's going fairly well. Again, even the current class, are there a big dissemination of 4 stars? No, but it's a solid class altogether. And I will tell you, I've been talking to a lot of the class of 2022 and 23, and a lot of the windfall from this season has really hit them the right way. I think you're going to see that 23 class coming in really strong. So recruiting is rock solid. Lastly, just community involvement. It might be minor, but it's not to me. And you look at all of the stars on the team, what the players do for the community. I mean, we just had Cal out of Midas, raise nearly, $100,000 for children with cancer. It's very impressive. So you put all that together and you look at a rock solid program. So what did Pat Narduzzi need to do? He needed that season. He needed that season to prove to people that he could win and not disappoint. He needed a magical season. And I think it's safe to say at this point, we're there. Now, let me preface, there's a lot of winning to be done. They have a tough game against Syracuse on the road. They have a formidable running game. They need to win that. You have the ACC championship, and then you have a bowl game. So they're not done yet. But I felt very comfortable shooting this after last Saturday's outcome. 9 wins, Coastal Championship. And let me add, when I say a magical season, I had to there's so many accolades, I had to make sure to write this list down. 17th in the nation, 9 wins. The Broyles Award, Mark Whipple is a finalist. Kenny Pickett is a finalist for the Davy O'Brien Maxwell Award, and he's a Heisman contender, nationally prominent player. We're going to talk about another nationally prominent player, Jordan Addison, arguably the #1 weapon at wide receiver in the nation, is now a Biletnikoff finalist. Cal out of Midas, very deservingly so, just made special teams All-American. It's been an amazing season. Pitt is in the national discussion. Their top players are in the national discussion. If you look at ACC Players of the Week, I could be here for an hour listing, if you want to go game by game, the players that have fallen into that. You look at players like Izzy, that just ran the kickback, who's a special teams ACC Player of the Week. You can go on and on and on. So everyone else seems to be getting accolades, and I think it's important as a Pitt fan to give a little positivity to Coach Narduzzi. I think it's time, because he's done everything right. And that season that we are looking for is this season. It's happening right now. And let me say the last thing. People call me a social media influencer for Pitt, so let me influence you in this way. I know I'm infinitely positive. I get vilified on social media for being overly positive. Pitt fans tend to be fatalistic, and for good reason. We've been burnt in the past. It's not happening this season. Be happy. Show your pride. Wear your Pitt gear. Thump your chest a little bit. This doesn't happen often. Breathe the air in and take it in, and just be positive. This is a great time to be a Panther fan. And when you look at the talent that's on the team, look, there's going to be some major missing pieces next year, but there's still a sustainable amount of talent to be highly competitive in the ACC for years to come. So I just wanted to shoot this because I felt it was appropriate that there were so many within the Panther universe that were receiving accolades. I think it's time to give Coach Narduzzi some credit as well. I hope you agree with me. And lastly, I wish you all a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your family and your friends. God bless.